This video is going to guide you on how to write a research proposal. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny, a Part 1 architect, and my MArch research proposal has recently landed me an interview for Cambridge University. And if I'm honest, I had no idea what a research proposal even was before I started. So if you're like me, the first question to start with is why in fact do you need a research proposal? And the main reason is to convince Cambridge that your research is suitable and manageable. In short, you're aiming to sell your idea. Today's video will be split into multiple chapters which will be time-stamped along the bottom so that you can scroll through to see what's most important and applicable to you. Okay, so first up, before you even start writing, you need to have a plan and you need to do some background research. What exactly is it that Cambridge is looking for? You need to go onto their website, onto the course site, and just have a look what points they actually want in a research proposal. Next step, background research. You need to actually do some research. Start thinking about the things that you're passionate about and thinking, like, narrowing down your search as to what you're actually going to be writing your proposal on. What do you want to study for the next few years? Be flexible in these early stages. I mean, my research started thinking about nuclear energy, and well, now it's landed here on doing retrofit of school design. So honestly, this can be quite a process. Whatever you pick, you need to make sure that it's relevant and a real world problem of today. You also need to be quite specific here. 2 years seems like ages to be researching, but in the grand scheme of things, it's actually quite a short period of time to be addressing something. So find the big problem and then narrow that down into the specific issue that you want to be addressing. Next thing, the title. Scary. So you've got your idea. In my case, how can we retrofit schools to ensure they're sustainable and carbon neutral, to ensure that they can adapt to future teaching methods, and so that they can be a hub for the community. Now I need to make that short, snappy, and this is architecture after all. So if you can find a way of making that narrative title or a more storytelling title, I think that would be beneficial. So I shortened it down into schools plus climate equals change. After the title, you need to read. And you need to read a lot. And you need to read some more. Whether that's, whether that's like physical books, like this one, Show Me the Bodies, How We Let Grenfell Happen. Got this for Christmas. Highly recommend. Or more likely, research papers online or academic journals. I want to give you some advice on this one. When I was a student at undergrad, obviously I had access to my university email, which then got me access to loads of academic papers. Unfortunately, if you're a Part 1 and you don't have an academic email, it can be pretty tricky to get your hands on those research proposals online. So what do I recommend? Ask somebody in the year below you, or maybe somebody who's already doing their master's course. Just ask if you can borrow their email address and details. It really is essential that you do some academic research. But how do you actually read? How do you know what's relevant and important? Well, I would start by reading summaries and abstracts of the papers. What you're looking for in the reading is you need to be able to see what progress has already been made in the field. What has been done? What has worked? What hasn't worked? And where are the gaps in the research? This is super important because it might actually change your research proposal. Imagine if the thing that you're proposing is already a paper. Well, then you probably need to do something new. Proposing research is all about having a novel idea and adding to the world of research which is already out there. When I was conducting this research, I compiled a huge document of quotes, of statistics, facts, figures, anything that I found interesting whilst I was reading through those papers. Just literally copy and paste the paragraph, put it into a Word document, put a little reference there, then start moving those quotes round into themes. So 4 or 5 themes, and then organise your big quotes document. This will really help you later when you're actually writing, because you can start to pick the quotes and the statistics which best match the point that you are trying to put across. Okay, so you found a title, done some background research, now it's time to write. Get those pens to the paper. That was cringe. Although the introduction or the abstract generally comes first, I actually find it best to start writing with your aims. Think about who you're actually presenting this proposal to. Tell them about what it is that you're trying to do and what it is that you're trying to achieve. Give them a little snippet almost. Then you want to start writing your literature review. So this is where that big quote document comes in really handy. Where are the current gaps in the literature? And give a brief overview of what's already been done. Then, over to your methodology. How are you going to address this research? How actually are you going to fulfill your aims? Remember that this is architecture, so do you have a site in mind? Do you have a client in mind? How do you see this research resulting in a built form? That's also part of your methodology, or at least in my opinion. It's also interesting here, if you can, to show where your methodology is unique. Really what you're building up here in your research proposal is you're trying to tell a story. You want to be keeping the reader engaged by filling in the blanks to the questions that hopefully are coming up in their head. What is it? What are you trying to achieve? What's already out there? And how are you going to be doing it? I personally finish off by writing the introduction and the conclusion. You want the introduction to gradually draw the reader in. State the big societal problem and then be a bit more specific. What part of the problem are you addressing in your research? After that, summarise why it's a problem and what research has already been done. The introduction is basically a condensed version of all the stuff that you've written before, which is why I like to do it last. The conclusion, again, very, very, very similar. End on a clear overview as to why this research will make a difference. So now you've got all the words. Fantastic, you're in an amazing place. But once again, this is architecture. If you're applying for an architecture course, one of those key skills fundamental to your success on that course is, are you good at communicating visually? I think you can show this through your research proposal. Is there a graphical style that you'd like to carry on through should this research be accepted? My research proposal wasn't just a Word document. It was graphical, it pulled out key quotes. I think this is just how I like to present things. I'm not saying copy this. I think you need to be unique and you need to do whatever works for the topic. But I do think if you spend a couple of days just presenting the work visually, I think it will help your case. I wanted to try and keep this video short and sweet. I'm going to be uploading a really quick and raw vlog of my Cambridge interview day, and that'll be uploaded on a Wednesday soon. And then, of course, every Sunday I'm going to get back into the habit of posting a longer, sort of more formal video. So if you're interested in architecture, if you're a current architecture student or part 1 or part 2, do subscribe. I'm here every week to help make your architecture journey easier. Thanks ever so much for watching. It really means so much to me. Leave a like if you find this helpful and catch you in the next one. Bye guys!